Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tips, Topics, and Talk and the Day Shift Combined. I'm Paulette. Welcome to the Brownstone. You are here with us this morning with our other group on TikTok. So welcome, Bigo. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, Meta, Facebook, and all of our channels. And if you are new here, once again, this is the Day Shift Combined with Tips, Topics, and Talk. Because, honey, we've been on TikTok for about an hour or so, just chopping it up as our pre-show. So if you've missed that, you should come and join us sometime. All right, so you all know how we do. First things first, head on over to brownstoneworldwide.com. Get more news and information that you can use if you would feel so inclined to do so. Also, head on over to brownstoneworldwide.com to get Cityscape Radio, as well as, you guessed it, Brownstone Living Magazine. What is happening in the news is what we're going to go ahead and talk about first. Okay? Sit down. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Who ready? Ooh. Now I'm nervous. 23andMe files for bankruptcy. I told you we was going to jump right into the news, everybody. We're going to jump right into the news. Embattling DNA testing company 23andMe has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, and its co-founder and CEO Anne Wojcicki said she has resigned from her position. Wojcicki, who will remain on the company's board, says she still aims to buy the company's assets. More than 15 million people have given the company DNA samples, which could be sold in the bankruptcy proceedings. 23andMe, valued at $3.5 billion when it went public in 2021, plans to continue operating. So what they're trying to do is save their assets. How many of you all have used 23andMe? I'm going to raise my hand because I did. So, and I loved it. I thought it was really great. It was amazing to find out, who you were. But what I really liked about it was the fact that it connected me with family members that I knew, because we all decided to do it together. And we found out, yeah, we really are related by the way that they said that we were related. And then all of a sudden, all of these people that I did not know started showing up down my timeline that looked just like me. And I thought, oh. So 23andMe, if anyone used competitor, I can't remember the name now. Okay. Yeah. It was quite interesting. I found out some very interesting things about myself that helped me to understand why I look the way that I look and why I'm built the way that I'm built. because all I wanted to do was just have a little bit in the back. And then I found out there was absolutely no way. Ooh. But yes, we found out. What did we find out? The majority of our family is Nigerian. Let's see, Somalian. Let me see, what was the other one that came up as well? I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Somalian. It was something my mother had talked about. We are Asian as well. I forgot the name of the country, but it even tells you like the region you're from. And when I say, like maybe, Ancestry was a company, Ancestry.com. Yeah, so we found out Middle Eastern was another one for us. Native American was another. And I was like 65% Sub-Saharan West African. I believe that. I believe it. I believe it's more than that, actually. But yeah, and what else? What was the other one? Like 27% European, and then it breaks down. And then the rest was like Asian and West, like I said, Middle Eastern, and the rest was Native American. It was crazy. But yeah, I hate to hear that. And what I don't like is y'all getting ready to sell DNA samples. Whatever are you going to be doing with my DNA? Somebody call Dana and tell her to go get her stuff. Sesame Street has hit a financial wall. Y'all know Sesame Street started the year I was born. And I lived off of Sesame Street like it was pre-K. Y'all know how it was. Sesame Street came on, then you had the electric company, and then, of course, Butterfly in the Sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in our book, Reading Rainbow. You know what, Foxy? That's a good question. Can we sue? I don't know. But we need to find out what they're going to do with our DNA. And I just kind of felt like when I was doing it, this is a risk I'm going to take, because even if we do it on Ancestry or one of the, the Black-owned ones or whatever, it was going to be something, and I just really wanted to know. I really, really did. So I guess it's some of the risk that you take, even when you're talking on your phones and doing all the highlight magazine. You better. Yes. Who remembers a really good highlight magazine? Yes, I loved it. I loved LeVar Burton. And I was introduced, like many of us, to LeVar Burton off of Roots. Ooh, that movie wore me out. We talked about, man, that couldn't have been me. Ooh, we got a tongue lashing that day. Talking about what we was going to do. You wouldn't have did nothing. You'd have tried to do anything that you could have to survive. Just shut up talking about it. That actually was a conversation that my foster mother had with us. Just shut up talking about it. You wouldn't have did nothing. You'd have did everything you could to survive. Anyway, so Sesame Street has hit a financial wall. Let's talk about that, shall we? We do know that Sesame Street went from PBS to being exclusively on HBO. And then they do have a TikTok page, and they were asking people to help them to stay on. So Sesame Street is undergoing significant changes to avoid a nearly $40 million deficit. Now, that's according to the New York Times here, citing unnamed sources. The long-running program is abandoning its magazine-like format in favor of a more narrative-driven style with added comedic elements, music, and animation. The show's nonprofit recently cut 20% of its staff to help address budget shortfalls caused by the end of a lucrative HBO partnership and the termination of grants under the DJT administration. Jet Magazine. Yes, Buffalo Soldier, you better know it. I always wanted to be the centerfold for that month. This is really unfortunate. It played a huge part in so many of our lives. And I might go over there and see exactly what's going on and see if maybe I can reach out to somebody and talk to them for the magazine or even the website. So let's talk deeply a little bit further. Disney Snow White revival was a bust. I saw that coming. I don't know about nobody else. Despite being the #1 movie over the weekend, Disney's latest live-action remake of Snow White underwhelmed in its debut, reports the New York Times. That's according to box office data. I wanted, because see, let's pause. You remember when when Jet Magazine came out, it wasn't like a weekly. So here's what a lot of people don't know. The Jet Magazine started out as the Negro Digest. Ebony and Jet, right? It started out as the Negro Digest. My foster parents actually had it, and they kept boxes of them in their basement. And I would go down there. That's what's wrong with me now. That's why I like magazines as much as I do. And I would go in the basement and I would read them, and I would look at the pictures, because everything was, was printed. Now remember, I grew up in Wisconsin, so we was getting it straight almost from the source because they was in Chicago. And so we would get our little printed copy, and it was the most amazing thing to have. Y'all remember when Soul Train was shot in Chicago? How many of y'all old enough to remember that? Ooh, I'm getting old. So Jet Magazine, they always make it something out of it. Snow White didn't have to be all the way. I mean, we're gonna get into that in just a minute. But yes, so there was the Negro Digest that turned into Jet and Ebony Magazine, right? And the Johnsons created Ebony Magazine because they couldn't be in life. And so he created Ebony to talk about the lifestyle of those folks that were of the time. And so that's how you got what you got right now. But yeah, so in all of that, Essence Magazine was another one. Black Noir was a noir. Y'all help me remember some of the names of these magazines. There was Sister to Sister. Y'all remember her? She's still around. What was another one? Teen Beat. We can't forget that. There was an urban one too, with like the Jackson 5 on the cover and stuff like that, like my older foster sisters had. So I definitely remember all of that. But all of these kind of formulated and made up our childhood, especially for those who grew up in the 70s, maybe the 80s and so forth. And Sesame Street was a staple. It helped a lot of us learn our numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Remember that? Man, now it's going to be in my head for the rest of the day. But yeah, I hate to hear that about them. All right. So, so the Polarized reboot, which drew criticism for its casting decisions and story choices, earned $43 million collectively, domestically, and $87.3 globally in its opening weekend. Not a happy ending for this costly fairy tale, which cost Disney at least $350 million in market worldwide. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to make sure it goes to digital real fast. That's what they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to do. Bear is set to pay $2.1 billion in a Roundup case. Bear shares dropped early this morning after the company was ordered by a Georgia jury to pay $2.1 billion in damages to a plaintiff who alleged its Roundup weed killer caused cancer. Now, the verdict against the German company is the largest setback that has already cost Bayer $10 billion. The company plans to appeal the decision, citing previous cases where damages were reduced by 90%. Bayer has faced thousands of lawsuits related to Roundup since it acquired Monsanto in 2018. I wonder how they feel about that. Because Monsanto, aren't they the ones that are dealing with all of the, what was that? They're dealing with your seeds, farmers. Let's talk about the $10 billion, the $10 billion farmers are getting ready to get. Let's talk about this one. Tesla's slump versus SpaceX's rise. Elon Musk's wealth takes a new turn. Yeah. Sierra, you didn't know about that? Yeah, honey. They're getting ready to get a stimulum check. You bought Roundup yesterday? Oh, no. I don't even allow Roundup in my house. Not anymore. Not after that. You know what I use? I use a mixture of Dawn dish liquid, baking soda, and table salt. And you know what? If they grow, it grows. I'm so serious. After I learned years ago what Roundup was made with, and what was in it and how it was causing people to be sick, it helped me to understand, like when I was spraying around my house and stuff, I would always get a scratchy throat. Like, what's going on? Why? And I just finally was like, so I saw this little documentary about this brother that was literally going outside unprotected using Roundup. And that's what he used. And it caused his cancer. And he will not recover. And so he sued. No, ma'am, Miss Sierra. I'm going to definitely have to check that out. Thank you for that information. Hold on. Let me write that down. National Plant Germplasm System scientists were fired. Nothing surprises me. See, I'm trying. Y'all notice I haven't touched on anything yet because I'm not getting ready to be ticked off first thing in the day. Amid Tesla's ongoing stock price decline, SpaceX has overtaken the electric vehicle maker as Elon Musk's most valuable asset. Tesla stock took a significant hit following his increasing involvement with the Department of Government Efficiency during Donald's administration. Old Donny boy. Poor Elante. The automaker's stock has plummeted 50% from its December high, raising concerns among investors about Musk's ability to effectively manage both Tesla and Doge simultaneously. Let's talk about that real quick. First of all, you still unelected. You were not confirmed. You did not sit before the Senate or the House and qualify who you are. You bought what you bought. And you bought us like we were toys. And you're playing with us like we were toys, like we are toys for you to play with. And your son even said, I heard it with my own ears, we can do what we want. Yes, we do, Buffalo Soldier. We have concepts of empathy. That child said it out his own. And I thought, that baby said that, and he had the mic in his hand. We can do what we want. Children that young don't know anything about that. That's something that's taught. I'm sorry. All right. So to make matters worse, reports of declining vehicle sales in major markets like Germany, China, and Australia surfaced at the beginning of 2025, further compounding Tesla's challenges. Now, major investors in Tesla have officially said they're asking him to sit down. Y'all weren't worried about it when he threw his hand up in there. Y'all weren't worried about it when he started laying folks off and had no idea what was really going on. You weren't worried about it until it started hitting your personal bottom line. Now you give all the F's. Help me to understand that. You didn't care. And so I say all of that to say that we, the people, need to continue to do what we are doing, and that is to hold people accountable. Interim SEC chief votes against suing Elon Musk. Did y'all know that? Days before Republicans took the helm of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission in January, the agency's 5 commissioners held a closed-door vote on whether to sue Elon Musk. Now, the agency has been investigating whether the billionaire, a close ally of President Donald Trump, had violated securities laws. Well, they've decided not to sue him. How's that? Till it's their pockets. So guess what we got to do? Stay on their neck. It's all a joke. When he was playing with a chainsaw. Right. Did you see that? And now we have veterans who are losing benefits to see their therapists. Y'all really think y'all want to do that to veterans who need their benefits to see their therapists? How y'all feel about that? I got questions. For the very people that fought for this country in wars that were created. Don't get me started on that, because I had friends that were over there, that were sent over there. See, there you go. You want them. So I had friends that were over there, were like, wasn't nothing going on. And now they're stuck with emotional PTSD, all kinds of things. My uncle went to the Vietnam War, never came back right. Exactly, Foxy. See, that's what I'm saying. And somebody was actually on TikTok the other day talking about he went to go see his therapist and was told that his therapist was no longer there. They had been fired because of a rundown. Yep, first Gulf War veteran. Yes, I have friends that were in the Gulf War. Came back. Some of them still ain't right. I'm just being honest. I'm gonna have to get with my friend here who's a part of the VFW and see how they're doing, because I know that they deal with a lot of veterans here locally, and see the impact there. So see, these are some of the things that are so important for us to remain on top of. We just don't need it to be like our everyday. We need to know what's happening. We really, really do. But does it need to remain like the main thing that we're talking about? Absolutely not, because that which we focus upon is what you get more of. We need to definitely check on our veterans. Definitely. Absolutely. One of the other things that we need to be focused upon is what's happening on the other side. He's not talking to the field. Well, ours does. Ours does. They have a strong relationship here with them. They do a lot of fundraising and stuff in the area that I'm in. Yep, they do. And they do a lot of things that veterans can't get, like housing or like glasses for their kids and stuff like that. They help that. They do it here. I don't know about nowhere else. And I know the president very, very, very well. And she's like, okay, this is what we're doing. How can y'all support? What we need to do? Sharonda, you know what? I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Because they've never fought. They've never been over there. They don't know. They don't know what it's like to come home and to be relegated back into society, and you can't even get the sound of the noise of the war out of your head, out of your ears. They don't know what that's like. And the only reason why I know that is because I had a really dear friend that came back, and he just was never the same. He would always talk about, you know, if a door closed too loud or something like that, he was real jumpy. He would shake. He's still like that. He's still like that. I chewed gum one time around him, and he lost his mind. I was like, we can't be friends. But what I didn't realize at the time was the impact that the Gulf War had had on him. He passed away about 4 years ago. So he just wanted peace. He used to say all, I just want peace. I want the noise to stop in my head. It's not, Valerie. See, I thought about that. When I saw that they got rid, I was like, what is going on? So they're not going to sue this guy. Hey to all of you all on the other platforms. I see you popping in. But yeah, so let's talk about what's happening on the other side. So we see that AOC, I don't want to say the girl's name wrong, but Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, okay, well, whatever it is, AOC, and Bernie Sanders, Ro Khanna, and we have a couple of other people have been hitting the road and talking directly to the people. And I know that if you are scrolling on any one of the social media platforms, a lot of you are going live and you are sharing this information with us, that we are indeed letting people know we are not going to take this laying down. It's not easy. You still have nightmares and flashbacks. There are many triggers, I bet, and I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am. I was going to join too, Sharonda. I had passed the ASVAB and everything. And I'm glad I didn't do it. Yep. And they do need a safe space. You know, this isn't easy. And so when you are able to go to other countries and you see how other people are living, and you come back here and then you see the ripping apart of a nation, it is disheartening. And you watch it every day. And it's like, well, what can I do? We talk about what we can do right here. Number one, let's continue to keep our throats and stuff on their neck. We're going to have to. How do we do that with our dollars? It's not easy, is it? I'm sorry to hear that, Buffalo Soldier, but I'm glad that you're here with us today. So we thank you for your service. Really. So staying in the know is important, but staying in the know that's what they're doing, I think. Rally for those 2 House seats in Florida. Here's what I learned. Here's what I've learned about that. What I've learned is there's not enough according to what I've read, the Democratic numbers are just not there for these 2 seats in Florida. So people are rallying again on social media, asking people to get to the people that they know in Florida and so forth to let them know that we got to turn that sucker blue. We got to get 2. Let's also talk about what's happening in Wisconsin on April 1st with the judges, right? Musk has made it his business to invest in the Republican judges' side. And we also have the other judge who is, of course, I don't think she calls herself Democrat. I think it's liberal, but she's already sitting there. She's already a sitting judge. And so we need to make sure that she gets in. We need to definitely make sure. So those are some of the changes that are definitely happening right now, is making sure that we play the chess. And I need you all to understand. Let's talk about a couple of things. Let's talk about civil engagement. That was something I definitely wanted to make sure that we do. How many of you go to house.gov? I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up because why not, right? This is where you can find out all the stuff that's currently happening or going to the House and the floor proceedings every day. Here's what we did. We got really comfortable with who we were letting in office, and we're seeing how it's starting to bite us, right? So one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we understood is it is our duty as American citizens for us to hold our people accountable and to really do our due diligence ahead of time instead of after the fact, which is kind of what happened here. I will say this, and I will say this emphatically over and over and over and over. Do I think that this should have happened? I don't like the way that it's happening, but it was important that it did because it opened up a lot of our eyes. One of the things that I always liked to do, and it's probably because of the way that I was raised, was I've always been active in local and city government, what was happening on the ground, helping with presidential campaigns and so forth. I've always been active, but this is different. A lot of us fell asleep, and like I said and say all the time on these broadcasts, the sleeping giant is awake, and she is not happy, okay? The stadiums that Bernie and AOC are literally filling. Ro Khanna filled. He did 2 back-to-back in California yesterday. I watched both of them, and the people are over it. This helps me to look at a couple of different things. Number one, how did we get here? And how is it that this man is filling entire stadiums and the overflow was full to capacity, that people were standing outside? But somehow this man won all of the swing states. How did that happen? And he couldn't fill a stadium. I got questions. But guess what? We cannot talk about what's already happened. What we have to do is continue to focus on the strategy. A couple of things that are happening right now. Go to house.gov. You do? I'm going to say it like this. Something in that milk ain't clean. Something in that milk ain't clean. All right, so a couple of things. Legislative for Monday, March 24th. There are live proceedings going on right now. Why is this important? Okay, because we need to definitely know what's happening every moment of the day. Speaker announced that the House do now adjourn pursuant to Clause 13 of Rule 1. The next meeting is scheduled for 12 noon on March 24th, 20 and 25. House Communications Standards Commission pursuant to 2 U.S.C. 501B and the Order of the House of January 3rd, 2025. The Speaker appointed following members of the House: Mr. Kerry, Mrs. Kamek, Ms. Miller of Illinois, Mr. Morrell, Mr. Sherman, and Ms. Underwood. So these are literally the topics. What's happening? What occurred? You can look at recent videos here as well. And Sierra, you know what? I've been hearing that a lot. Here are the bills this week. You can definitely check that out as well. Bills to be considered. So none of us, let me be clear, None of us ever not need to be not in the know. Because if you go to house.gov, you'll know. I did hear that, Sierra. I did. Because something just don't sound right, does it? Nothing at all. I'm like, wait a minute now, something in that milk ain't clean. Somebody. Ooh, I'm getting old school. You can go to house.gov and you can go to senate.gov. Those are the two websites. You want to get engaged, get more involved with your civic engagement. It honestly is our duty to do so as American citizens, and also our right. It's our right to find out what's happening, what's the legislations, what's happening, what the floor activity is, floor proceedings, if you want to do any history research and so forth, and continue to, no, ain't adding up at all. Girl, I'm finna lay in this floor, Sierra. What did you say? I said I was gonna be good today. I said I was gonna be good, girl. Oh my God, today, Sierra. Say what? Apparently 256 hacking satellites were installed by Elon. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look it up. Because sometimes we have to be careful. We have to be careful. Woo. We have to be careful because we there are a lot of theories that are out there, and I'm not saying that this is a conspiracy. What I know is I don't ever want us to be that lines up with. Oh yeah, it does. Wait a minute, is that? Hold up, see y'all. I love y'all. I remember he said it twice that I've witnessed with these two eyeballs and this two pair right here. They are Madeiras. They are. So for those of you who are, TikTok is having a whole my little group on TikTok. I love y'all because y'all spill the tea. And I've learned a lot. So what's it called again, Sierra? What is it as well? I love this little group. I'm telling y'all, you plays no games. Y'all like, wait a minute now. Now I know. So I'm still looking it up. So all right, here we go. We're gonna do that. Well, that might be why they want us to leave NATO then, huh? Okay. So I'm definitely going to check that out. Democratic Underground, y'all. For those of you all who are on the other platforms and you are talking, remember that I'm on one piece of software, so I can't see what you're saying like I would like to. I need to. Let me go see if y'all. So I'm gonna check it out for real. Of course he is. It is. It absolutely is. It absolutely. And you know what? If we're saying it, thank you so much for the comments. Hey Tony. Hey everybody. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Okay, CJ. Good to see you today. So listen, I'm definitely gonna go check it out. Now let's go in. You ready? I'm going in. I said I wasn't gonna do it. All right. No, we're going in now. Because we also latest breaking news. Let's go. Whew, my God, today got me going down these. No, I don't want you to send me nothing. I just want the news and information. Let's get it. All right. Oh my God. Girl, this is a bowl. I need another cup. Wait a minute. DemocraticUnderground.com, y'all. Yep, he tried to sell his election scam to Germany. They sure did. Now, I did read that in the news. And did, Sierra. I read about that too. Large quantities of ballot images. My God. Oh my God. So let me ask you this then. If we know all of this, what in the world are we waiting on? I got questions. I got questions. Stir it up. Baby, listen. Go to DemocraticUnderground.com. This is a whole. I'm not. So let's talk about. Let's talk about we ate my lettuce that I've been growing in house. Yes. Trip Life Election Security Company bought by Eaton. Ooh. Ooh, this coffee sure is hot. Wait. Hold up. Did you take your vitamins today? Have you drank enough water? So let's talk about my lettuce. So I've been growing lettuce. See how I'm not trying to change the subject, but I don't want to talk about, I don't want to dig deep into anything. Yeah, they've been hoodwinked. Tony said white folks been hoodwinked. Not just white folks though. Real talk. A lot of people. Because remember what he just did? I gotta stand up on this because this too much. Remember what he just did. Hold on, let's see if y'all can see. Remember what he just did. 530,000 immigrants he's getting ready to rescind on their legal status. Okay. So here's the lettuce that we've been eating on. So they're not as high as they were. Honey, this thing had leaves. And we made turkey burgers yesterday. And I tore off the pieces of it, washed them really good. And this is literally lettuce that I thought was going bad in the refrigerator, and I cut it off, and I said, oh, I'll just try and see if I can get them to grow. It's just in bowls of water. Yeah. They need to root out all the players. Is it going to take 4 years? You know, it's a lot of things I can do. I'm going to just say this. A lot of us know that there are two major parties, Democrat, Republican. Whenever there was a Republican that was in office previous, we could kind of deal with that because we already knew you were conservative. There were certain things you were going to do, restrict your spending, do this, right? They are feeling the effects, Tony. I 100% agree with you. Shout out to Tony. He is on YouTube watching right now. So, I thought it's been a magic but before this year, tomorrow, that'd be great. That would be great. And I know that we have to follow the rules and the policy, but in the meantime, people are being hurt and people are being, we haven't even touched on what's happening in Florida right now at a detention facility there that has been picking up immigrants, legal and illegal. And they're being held in deplorable conditions. They're being given 1 cup of water, a styrofoam cup of water. From what I understand, 3 have already lost their lives. 3 people that are being held have lost their lives. I'll be sharing some information with you all about that if you have not already seen it. And even if you have, let's just reinforce some of the things that we have seen so far, right? I think that's important. Something else that happened, there was a gentleman been here 20 years, got his papers, all of that, got picked up because his nephew was pulled over by police. The uncle came to pick him up because he was going too fast, and they told him, you got to leave the car here. When the uncle got there, they asked for his documents, and they ended up calling ICE. The man been here 20 years. They don't know where he at. There was a guy on TikTok talking about it, and he literally was in tears saying, the wife has not worked. She stays at home with the children. We're doing a GoFundMe. We're raising money to help because now it's about how many lawyer fees we're talking about. Here's something else too. A lot of these large companies that are a part of the prison system, we're actually preparing for this. Follow me. I don't think I'm wrong. This is not conspiracy. This is my brain thinking. So, you know that you have these major companies that own prison systems. The idea is to get the prisons filled to capacity, right? With a lot of money. Well, what if, just say behind the scenes, y'all went to Mar-a-Lago and y'all had this whole conversation about, I'll make sure to keep your prisons full and let's split the money. This is how we're going to keep them full. I don't think I'm wrong. There you go, private prisons. Yep. I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong on that, because this is a private prison that has these people. And private prisons are in the business of doing what? Making money for their investors. Check to see where your investments are going. Because it could be one of these major corporations that are private prisons. Absolutely. Absolutely. And they're just housing them. Absolutely. And that's how come we keep saying to y'all, stay out these streets. Stay out of these streets. They trying their best. I wished I would. I wished I would. I'm going to keep making lettuce. Speaking of, prior to election, contractor for private holding facilities. Yes, let me write that down. I don't think I'm wrong. I don't. I think I heard a little bit about that. Contractor for private holding facilities. This is such good information, y'all. That's why I love coming in here, because y'all school me on a bunch of stuff. I don't know everything. Listen, let me show y'all what I did over the weekend. So, y'all remember I came on here and we planted pinto beans together? Can I show y'all my pinto beans? Resist with joy. These are the pinto beans. Yes. See, I knew it. I knew it. Right? So these are the pinto beans that were planted. I actually went live with you guys. Pinto babies, yes. And you see how they sprouted up? And remember when we did them together, where were they? They were just beans, and we were putting them. I actually did it live over here. Here you go. Does it, Madeiras? It's a beautiful name. So I had to show y'all this, because I don't want my nerves to get too bad. But these are pinto beans. We're going to be planting these soon. Okay. What else? Potatoes are starting to grow. They're tiny little sprouts. So I've been laying them out. But if you look really closely, you'll see they're starting to grow and starting to sprout. And then we're going to cut these up, the little eyes, and we're going to plant these. Right? We're just going to cut them up. They're starting to turn green, the little eyes. I've been showing my granddaughter, and my daughter came in yesterday from a little soiree house. She was like, oh my God, the plants are standing up. Yes, girl, yes. So, how can you get started? Go to your local grocer. I bet you got something in your refrigerator right now. Here we go. Here's some more. They're already growing out. You already know what we're going to do with these. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Because they're already growing on their own. Okay? What else can we do? Oh, I talk to them. I leave a light on them. We're going to take these. We're going to cut these open. We're going to let them dry out. Okay? And we're going to take the seeds. If you want to just do something super basic, y'all see how fast I changed that subject? My nerves are not going to be bad today, but we get ready to get back into it. Go to the Dollar Tree and start a little greenhouse. Start with something simple like this. But as you can see, you can start with a styrofoam egg carton. and I just been leaving it on the counter, and they get sprayed every so often throughout the day. This is basil. I got this for $1.25. Yes, it does. So we actually tore off pieces of our lettuce yesterday and put them on our turkey burgers. I got these 3 little bulbs. These are summer blooms. Three little bowls. That's all I needed for $1.25. Okay. And of course, I got to get me some sunflowers. Okay. Had to do that. Exactly. You're going to put it in the trash anyway. Now, let me tell you something else that we're doing as well. So I went on ahead, and today, one of my projects, this is my dirt bucket. This is full of dirt. And I have compost. We started a compost. So I bought a regular bin. It was $5. Let me share with y'all what it looks like. It was $5. You couldn't pass it up, Jesus. I couldn't stop myself. But here we go. So we have a couple of things. This was a $5 bin, and we're going to start the compost in this. Okay. So it rained, and today would probably be a really good day to start the compost in this. Okay. So I'm going to start that. So I didn't rake my leaves over the winter. I let them lay on the ground. So we're actually raking those up and putting them in bags because we're going to start laying down layers of the leaves and paper and wood from my backyard, which is full. I have woods behind me and the streams. We're going to go back there and go pick up some pieces and lay it down. Then we're going to start our compost bin. And then, y'all, I found the cutest porch sign. Child, it was $5. I couldn't pass it up. Isn't it the cutest thing? Yes. This is the lifestyle part of Tips, Topics, and Talk. $5. We're going to put it on the door. And it says hello. Isn't that cute? The cutest. And it kind of calmed my nerves. Because sometimes with all of this drama and stuff that's going on, you can become overwhelmed. Like, no, Stella, they're actually from pinto beans. I'm in Georgia, Buffalo Soldier, honey. We need our sunflower. Yes, Tony, we need our sunflower seeds. Yeah. And I'm excited because when I grew up, there was a guy that lived like in an alley behind our house that grew sunflower seeds. And then he had a way where the birds wouldn't eat them or anything. You're welcome. I don't know what I be doing. I just run my mouth. Listen. So for those of you who are not familiar with who I am, with my cornrows in my hair and my hat on, being myself, I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, which houses brownstoneworldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, and Brownstone Living Magazine. If you want your free issue, your free digital issue of Brownstone Living Magazine, you can go to my stand store, and you can always go over to brownstoneworldwide.com where news and information is constantly being updated. And me and my little assistant, we're going to have talk because I need more news on there. And he's doing really well. So every 4 hours he updates. Every 4 hours. You know the rules. That's what you do. That's because I couldn't do it no more. Just too much. Tony said she my boss, y'all. Tony, stop. So Tony, big shout out to Tony, DJ Tony Sanchez, always on the 1s and 2s on Saturdays and Sundays. If y'all missed the show yesterday, it was really amazing. Tony does a 2-hour show on Saturdays and Sundays called The Eye of the Storm on Cityscape Radio. I would encourage you to go ahead and check him out. Pretty cool guy. He's on Twitch. Go ahead and check him out if you are over there. And I know he broadcasts over there. And so big shout out. Love you too, Tony. Me and Tony met doing work for a radio station. This was when I was in radio full time. I was DJing and I had a show called The Day Shift. True story. And I met Tony. What was the name of that station, Tony? But we both DJ'd for a radio station in the UK. And that's how we met. And we've been connected ever since. We've been friends ever since. So big shout out to you, Tony. Always looking out, always. And so when I think there was like some kind of legislation or something that came down because all of these independent radio stations started popping up or whatever. But see, this radio station was in the UK. So they gave us access to log in and all of that. And so I was like, oh, I already know how to do that, baby. I would get in there, the headphones on, and be like, what's going on? Girl, Paulette, whatever. And we just have a really good time. Really, really good time. So here we are. That's been a long time ago. Ouija Radio, the Godfather. Yes, WEJA. Yes. Yep. And my show was called The Day Shift. Sure was. But good times. Good times. But anyway, so let's see. What else are we talking about today? Did y'all take y'all vitamins? Put those seeds in a seal that will. Oh, really? So I was reading the back. Let's talk about my sunflower seeds, y'all. So the sunflower seeds, it says you're supposed to plant them 8 inches deep. I was like, I don't have nothing 8 inches deep. Yes, I do. But I don't think it needs that when it first starts, does it? Y'all help me. Y'all see how we transition? This is what I need you all to understand. This is how we resist. Everybody, pause. Let me move this chair out. Everybody is going to play a part in what is happening. Okay? There are some of us who will continue to do the 40-day fast against Target. There will be some of us that are not going to give big box retailers our money. We're going to stay on their neck until they realize that we're the ones with the power, and until we realize that we are the ones with the power. Let me explain something else to you. There going to be some that's going to stay in these streets and they're going to march. There's going to be some that's going to do the things that we wouldn't do with Molotov things and so forth, right? But here is where we play our part. Right, or sprout in a jar. That is something I'm going to do with the carrots. That's what we're doing today. But what if, just what if, there are those of us that choose to remain informed and keep our sanity as a form of resistance? What about that? What if we decided to continue to keep moisturizing our skin and exercising, right? Or watching our favorite television shows at all? Baby, listen, I ain't been in there in I know it's been a year and a half. What if we planted our gardens? Not just because we know that the amount of money that we spending on food is absolutely ridiculous. But what if we went to the flea markets and got our food, our fruits and our vegetables and our essentials for our house? What if we ended up in places like Roses, which is a very small retailer? It's still big enough because you can find them in the South, right? But what if you ended up spending your money locally with local businesses and help the local economy to continue to grow? Think about it. One of the reasons why places like those all Black communities were destroyed was not because they was mad that they existed. It was because their money never left. Take your vitamins, exercise, keep your sanity. That's what we need to do, and stay out them streets, because that's what they want. I wished I would, like I said, get out on these streets and do what? No, ma'am. No, sir. I'm not doing it. I'm going to stay here in my little home office, and we're going to work on the brownstone. We're going to provide news and information and lifestyle, and we're going to live the brownstone lifestyle, and we're going to plant our little gardens, and we're going to fry chicken, and we're going to put juices and berries in our hair, and we're going to get the news and information that we need, and we're going to just live and document everything that's happening. Correct, Sierra. Yes, that's why these spaces are so important. This is a space where, yes, don't put your head in the sand, but do not allow the things that are happening to be your main focus, because that which you focus upon is what you get more of. Yeah, you're going to get the news, but I can't just focus on what's happening with that wig and what that Elante is doing. We lost a great one this weekend. We ain't even talked about that. George Foreman passed. I did a whole skit on that. Who keeping the body? You know how black folks do. Who got the body? Right? Like, come on. Y'all up in here digging up stuff at the in Giza. Leave it under the ground where you left, where it need to stay. Just acting a fool, just turning up everything. But let me say this, all of this was necessary and it was important. Because had it not happened, civic engagement would not be on the rise, would it? We would not have to be where we are. And let me also say something else that I thought about too. There was a time that the things that we're doing now would not even be plausible. They would be pulling for us to be in these streets, right? But let me explain something to you. And this is a fact. There are 49 million Black and brown people in the US of A. There was a time that we were not the majority. Collectively. Do we have the power? The power is in the dollars. They don't hear nothing else. I don't want Starlink on my stuff. Let me tell you what I did. I went to my phone, baby, and I unticked it. I don't want that on my phone. I don't want it on there. Sure don't. Yeah, they itching for us to come outside. Us. They want us outside because then they got a reason to put some more folks up and lock them up. Absolutely not. Stay focused. Stand your ground. Where's your ground? At your house, in your apartment, in your trailer, in your backyard, barbecuing. Okay? What else y'all gonna be doing? Hello? What else you gonna be doing? Don't play with me. Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Y'all know I'm good for a good crowd. Okay? Go get you a fan and go find somewhere to dance, even if it ain't nowhere but in your kitchen. That's what you do. That does not mean that it does not absolve you of your responsibility to remain informed and to stay connected to what is happening both locally and on the government stage and the world stage. That doesn't mean that. But don't you stop living. Don't you stop living. What? First of all, let's talk about this. Why are we cutting up at these so-called trail rides? A trail ride means that there's probably a four-wheeler there and a couple of horses and a trail ride in sight. Everybody got on boots. And nobody knows how to ride a horse? What are we doing? Breaking in. Come on, Mississippi. You're breaking into a trail ride? Come on now. But it is a lot of fun. Yes. I'm not going. The only outside I'm doing is on my back porch. The only outside I'm doing is that backyard behind my back porch or up front. Or I'm going to stay local. I'm going to find something to do. Find something to do in your local areas. This is a perfect time for you to start seeing what's happening in your communities. Let me explain something to y'all. And maybe you don't know, unless, of course, you work directly. If you're a member of your chamber of commerce or you know somebody that works with your county or your city and your county is looking for you to come out and participate and to help with economic growth in your local areas. Now's a good time for you to do that. Protest the way that you are. Hold the line with your money. People think it's like one or two people. We see, according to the droves of people that are in these town halls that are going on every see, and see, the press is not talking about it. It's us. It's the social media folks that's talking about it. We're the ones that's reporting on it live as it is happening. CNN, they can't even keep up. And it's not even that they don't want to keep up. They scared. What? Outside of the club, and you think I'm a punk. What? What does the song say? I ain't never scared, but I will be wise. I'm just saying, like, if we really just want to put it on out there, you know what I mean? Hold the line. Be cautious and clear with your dollars and where you are going to spend your money. CJ Vasquez, who just left, and a couple of other people shared with us a couple of websites. And there is an app. Check out the app. You want to know who not to give your money to? You want to go down the rabbit hole? Here we go. What's the name of that app? Here it is right here. It's the Goods app. Remember that? For those of you all who come and hang out here, your neighborhood gas station. Don't forget your libraries, folks. Get that Libby app. You can fall back off of your audio subscriptions to Amazon. Goods Unite Us, the app. It's blue. It's updating now. Discover the politics of your favorite brands. Rate yourself. See which brands are the biggest supporters of each politician. Okay? Target, A&W Restaurants, A-Mart, A.O. Smith, all of these places. And what it tells you, I know y'all can barely see that. What it tells you, according to it, is if it's red or if it's blue, who do they support with their dollars? And then you can make a decision. Again, it's called Goods Unite Us. Get your Libby app. Put your stuff on. And if you are a bookseller, start selling it direct. There's too many places out here for you to sell your stuff direct to your consumers. If you are going to use Amazon, find out who the actual company is. True story. I had a store called Brownstone Living and Essentials on Amazon. What I will tell you is that we had people that wanted to work directly with us or purchase from us instead of through Amazon, because Amazon charges us a fee and you. And we were shipping. We had a little store, a little warehouse. So we doing all the work, and all I'm using you for is a virtual storefront. Same thing with Walmart Marketplace. We had our store over there too. I was like, oh no, we good. So are we thinking about reopening the Shopify store? Yes. But don't forget Whatnot. We talked about the Whatnot app. Don't forget that one. Here we go. Whatnot. You want to sell? You want to purchase directly from the people? It's right here. These people are not playing. Yeah. They sell everything on here. This is like TikTok on steroids. Yeah, it's crazy on here. For real. Whatnot. Your Libby app. You want magazines, you want books, you want all the things you want it for free. There you go. That's the way to do it. Okay? To be aware is to remain alive. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, use it as a search engine. I was so serious about that. Absolutely. And don't forget eBay. The items that I've recently purchased came from eBay. And please don't forget the TikTok shop. Because some of these folks may have a platform on Amazon, but you're dealing directly with the company, especially if you're a TikTok affiliate, then you know this. Yep, purchase directly from the merchant itself. Depop too. Forgot about Depop. Yes, Depop. You know why this is important? Because guess what's going to be in the magazine this month? I'm writing that one. Okay. It's going to be the top 5, I think the top 5 websites and the top 5 apps that you can use to help you to remain diligent during this time. They're talking recession. They're talking all this stuff. You ain't got to be scared. Our parents have made it through worse. And let me tell you something. And it went viral on Meta. I did a video on reaping what you're sowing. That's a universal law, y'all. That ain't nothing I made up wishfully thinking. That's a universal law. Just like I planted a pinto bean. What is that over there? Those are pintos growing up, and they're going to make more of the same. So you cannot think for 1 minute that what is happening is not necessary for us to see the green on the other side. It will fall away. I didn't say it was going to be comfortable. And I'm not talking about from a monetary perspective, but right's right and it don't wrong nobody. My mother used to say that all the time. And now I find myself understanding exactly what she meant. It makes no sense. Why? All of these years we got comfortable. And we did, y'all. We living good. Some of us are living better than our parents ever did. Living in places that our ancestors wouldn't have ever thought that we would have. Getting education and pieces of lives that they only dreamt about. And we got comfortable. And let's not forget that there were some of us that no matter what, you will vote against your own interests because of your misogyny and your racism. Oh, but baby, that FAFO is helping you to find out, ain't it? Ain't it? I'm just saying. And it does. It scares some people. But she was right. She kept telling y'all. She kept telling people, vote me in if you want to. Well, we here. And the rest of us is FAFO and right along with you. Just too much. It's too much. But listen, y'all, it is 11:03. Yeah, and I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start doing that. It's a lot of things that I purchase local because I believe in purchasing local. But and it's some of y'all I've purchased from, like Deals with Nia. I've ordered things that have been on her page. She told us. We told y'all. We told you. We said, nope, don't do it. Do not. He's going to do exactly what he said he's going to do. He told you. He said, if I get in, you'll never have to vote again. You can rest assured of that. That's what he said. He said that. But anyway, here we go. So it is 11:03. Couple of things that I want you all to know is that we are going to end the show with an adorable little movie. It's a little video. It's a cute little video. You guys on TikTok or Bigo, you can actually hear it. But everybody else, here's what you need to know. The A song is officially going to be joined by the B song this week. And B is a powerful number. So the cartoon for that is actually being worked on, but y'all already know the A song. Awesome A is the name of the song, and it is for our brown skin cousins. So we officially started the Brown Skin Cousins YouTube channel, and it is for your little ones. So we're going to end the show today with that. So remember this. 1, what do I always say? Love your life. It is the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and embrace everything that is your life. And lastly, breathe through every single moment. Here's what we're going to be doing. We are going to, start with this and let y'all listen.
Is for apple, red and round. A is for acorn on the ground. Wave your arms big like an alligator. Jump up high and clap together. Clap, clap, clap for a hooray. Sing it loud, let's shout it. Clap, clap for A today. A is for ant so teeny and small. A is for airplane flying tall. Wiggle your fingers, make them soar. Spin around now, once or more. Clap, clap, clap for a hooray. Sing it loud, let's shout and play. A is awesome. touch the sky. Act like an astronaut floating by. Say A, nice and clear. A for adventure, let's all cheer. Clap, clap, clap for a hooray. Sing it loud, let's shout and play. A is awesome, and that's okay. Clap, clap, clap for A today.
Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see